All right, Bo, we are over to you.
Fantastic. Good morning, guys. I tell you, I've been hurriedly writing down notes because I had a training in mind and I cannot find it for the life of me. So I'm going to give you the bare bones, which is probably a better approach anyway. Um, you know how we keep hearing about how facts tell, stories sell, right? How about people remember you for how you make them feel, not for what you tell them, right? That may be a little reverse to the comment or whatever, but there, has everybody here, excuse me, heard of Simon Sinek? Simon Sinek, tremendous leader and just in a guru in the corporate world in terms of how to build corporate culture, etc. Excuse me, and he talks about how people don't buy what you sell, they buy why you sell it. People don't buy what you sell. We're all selling a SIA. They buy why you sell it. And so what I wanted to do, and this was the tough part for me because I lost the thing, was talk about why that is. Okay, what's so important? Because we're all trying to, I mean, the end result is a sales transaction in our process, correct? We're not out there selling, we're educating, et cetera. So don't get stuck in that, in that conundrum or anything to that effect. But what Simon Sinek points out is he points out there are three parts of the brain, of which two parts, the neocortex, are all about the rational and analytical thinking. That part of your brain can hold billions upon billions of bits of information. It understands the alphabet, it understands math, it understands concepts, all of those types of things. But then there's a third part of the brain, and it's called that's the neocortex. I hope that's what I said. Neocortex is that. The other part of the brain is called the limbic part of the brain. And the limbic part of the brain gives you feelings, trust, loyalty. Um, it's responsible for your human reactions, your emotions. And so the way that works is if we are feeding people facts and just information and things of that effect, it's hard to have an emotional decision. But if we can speak to people from an emoted sense, now I'm not talking crying or laughing. Yes, we can be happy or whatever. I'm talking about where your passion is. If we can speak with passion, what happens is we actually affect the limbic part of the brain. And then what happens is your limbic part of the brain has a resonance with it. Now, bottom line is the limbic part of the brain has zero ability to make decisions for you. So guess what happens? It sends the message over to this other side, the neocortex, and all of a sudden your neocortex will rationalize your brain through the process. In other words, tell you why, tell your client, your prospect, they will rationalize why they will spend the money. Does any of this make sense? People, that's why this works. That's why we talk in stories as opposed to facts, features and benefits and things like that. We've got to talk in stories to get to the emotional core of what actually makes people make the decision to want to join you in business, to want to procure product from you. So I'm going through this quickly, but bottom line is the assignment today is to keep this in mind when you're talking to people today, when you're reaching out to people all day, but we're just going to reach out and prospect here during our 20 minutes of the Power Half Hour. And keep in mind about how you want to talk to people in the sense that people aren't buying what you're selling, they're buying why you're selling it. And if you have a purpose in terms of your family, your children going to college, why you were, disgruntled with the corporate world and why you're doing this or something like that, that might eke into your conversation and someone can go like, I get it. I see why you're doing it. I want to learn more about what you're doing then. Then they're going to need to hear the features and benefits so that you can I hate to say the word close, but so that you guys can reach a mutual resonance. Does that make sense? All right, well, this is about 30 seconds early, so you guys get an extra 30 seconds on your 20 minutes today. And we'll come back and see how this all works and people's thought processes. Real quick, since we have a minute, does anybody have any questions about what I was just saying? Perfect, let's go, Chuck. Cindy. That's one of my nicknames for Cindy.